Hello and welcome to today's video. This is going to be an update for my using my eyeshadow palettes project pan. This project pan is really just me focused on rotating through my eyeshadow palette collection. I pick 4 items at a time, use them 20 times and then roll them out. I think 20 times is quite a bit where I can really get to know the palette, get some good usage on it. I'm really enjoying this project. I recently posted an eyeshadow palette declutter video. If you saw that, I also talked about why I am not doing pan that palette anymore. And honestly, that has been a weight lifted off my shoulders. I've just been really enjoying just rotating through my palettes. I also have a lot. I have a little over 90 palettes, so I would much rather just rotate through my collection and enjoy what I have. And with my low buy this year, I've only bought 1 palette in 3 months, which is very exciting for me. That is a lot of progress. I bought a lot of palettes last year, so I'm really happy about that. And I'm just enjoying what I have and I am absolutely loving it. So I'm doing other project pans. Some are usage like this one. And then I'm also doing several projects where I'm trying to hit pan and use things up, but I'm only going to try to pan face products and lip products now. That's just, I enjoy panning those things, so I'm going to continue doing that. So check out my project pan playlist if you do want to see more, and let's get into this. I did get to 20 uses on all 4 palettes, so I'm going to be picking 4 new palettes, which is very exciting. And I always mention that I count usage. If I just use 1 eyeshadow from that palette, that is 1 use, or if I do a whole look using 5 or 6 shadows, that is still just 1 use. And so the first one is this MAC Burgundy ×9. I have used this one 20 times. I have fallen in love with this palette. It is such a great little palette. I love the mauves in here. It has Sketch, which is one of their most famous eyeshadows. I love Star Violet. Oh my gosh, that is such a beautiful color. I loved using it. So this is a great palette. I mean, it's so easy. I can easily put one of the mattes in the crease or the outer corner or the lower lash line. I've done an entire look with this palette, or I've combined it with other palettes. I have mentioned I often combine palettes to get a look, and this one is really easy to combine with other ones. So yeah, I have loved using this one. Then I had the Persona Identity 2 palette. This is another favorite. I loved using this one. It is fantastic. This matte formula and the shimmers in here are so good. Really enjoyed using this one. This was fantastic. My absolute favorite shade though is probably this like corally orange. It's really pretty. I loved using that one. I mean, I also used like this simple brown in the crease a lot. I use that as a brow bone highlight. So, you know, this one has a lot of simple colors that I use on a day-to-day basis anyway, but yeah, this one is fantastic and I loved using it. I feel like I'm going to say that for all of these palettes, but I will say after doing that recent palette declutter, I do feel like I'm really left with the palettes I really love. So that's very exciting because that's what I want to do. I just want to enjoy my makeup and have fun. That's really the bottom line. So the Nubian by Juvias, another great palette. This one is so fantastic. This one is super neutral. So, I mean, again, I could easily use either of these in the crease. I would use these on the lower lash line. I use the shimmers some, but I gotta say on a daily basis lately, I've been doing a lot of just all matte looks where I just combine like 3-4 matte shades together and just kind of put them everywhere on the lid and the crease and then call it good. I've mentioned in another video, I've been doing more simple eye looks lately. I've been wanting to spend less time doing my makeup just because I've been doing a lot of other, you know, random things, house projects, things like that. So I just haven't wanted to spend as much time on my makeup. And so I've been doing some easier looks, and yeah, I mean, this was great for that. The mattes are great, but yeah, I didn't use the shimmers as much because I haven't really worn shimmer shadows on the daily basis lately. And last up, I had the Sigma Enchanted palette. This is the palette that I'm wearing today, and it is such a beautiful palette. I mean, again, I did use the mattes more than the shimmers, although this shimmer here called Moon Glade is what I'm wearing today. And then I have this matte mauve color in the crease that is called Innocent. This is a beautiful palette. I've raved about it quite a bit. I really love this formula. And the shimmers are really nice. The mattes are fantastic. So I'm really happy that I got great use out of this palette. Alrighty, so this means that I'm gonna have 4 new palettes in this rotation and I'm very excited. First up is this one by Smashbox. This is the Ablaze palette. Pretty simple, warm, neutral palette. I haven't used this one in several months and I thought now is the time. I mean, again, this has a lot of simple shades, you know, dark browns, you know, a cream shade that I use to set my eyeshadow primer and use as a brow bone highlight. So it's not going to be very difficult to combine this with other palettes or use it on its own. This next one, I am very excited to use this palette because I haven't used this one in a while. That is the Urban Decay Naked Honey palette. I bought this for Black Friday last year, and I think I only used it like 4 times, and yeah, I haven't used it since, which is really, really sad because actually I really enjoy it. And you know what? I'm going to take the brush out of this. This is really random, but I did recently buy the Urban Decay Stoned Vibes palette, and that came with a brush. It's like a smaller version of this one, and I've been loving that brush. I've been using it, and I forgot that this palette also had a brush, so I'm going to wash this and I'm going to start using that because yeah, that's been such a nice little brush to use. Anyway, side note, the Urban Decay Naked Honey palette, beautiful. I mean, this is a warm toned dream. It is gorgeous. Definitely not a unique color story. It's a lot of warm browns, which I have over and over again. However, this formula is really top notch. I really do like it. So I was very excited to get this on Black Friday because I think it was somewhere around $25. I thought that was a great deal. I didn't want to get this palette full price just because I know that it's not unique in my collection. I have so many golds and warm browns, but honestly, considering that I did get this half off, I'm actually really glad I bought it. Here's another palette I have not used in several months, and that is the Zoeva Cocoa Blend. And believe it or not, this is now, I think this is the last palette that I have kept from BoxyCharm, which is kind of sad because I did declutter one in that declutter video that I just posted. This one I do like though. Yeah, definitely glad I don't have BoxyCharm anymore though, but this is the Zoeva, the Cocoa Blend. And again, this one has a lot of I picked very neutral palettes. Clearly, like I said, I've been doing really simple eye looks lately, so that's kind of why I wanted to go for some really neutral palettes. And the fourth palette is really neutral too, so here we have, again, a cream shade. I can use that to set the eyeshadow primer or a brow bone highlight, a warm brown. These two mattes here are so amazing, and this shimmer is gorgeous. Some of these other shimmers, I will say, like this burgundy, they're not as pigmented as I would like, but actually, you know, considering I've been doing more easy eye looks, this is actually going to be perfect for that. So yeah, overall, I really do like this palette. Alrighty, and last up, I did want to pick a Juvias Place palette. I did recently rank my Juvias Place palettes, and I realized that some of them are really neglected. I don't know why. It's kind of sad because I really do like this formula. So I went with the Warrior 2, and this one, again, I mean, this is going to be really great for just combining with other palettes. It's 9 matte shades and they're all pretty neutral. So I think this is going to be very easy to just combine with other things. I could easily, like I said, I've been doing very simple all matte eye looks where I just combine 3 different shades and just kind of put them all over the place, and it has worked out. So I could easily do that with this palette, or I could use this if I need like a deeper shade to darken up an eye look with one of these other palettes. I think this is a nice combo because these are going to be really easy to mix and match. So yeah, I'm very excited. And I do like this palette, but it has just, this is one of the most neglected palettes in my collection. I have had this for a while. I think I've had this palette for like a year and a half. And I did have it in a project before. I think it was in my project 10 uses sometime last year. So I've probably used this palette, I think maybe like 15 times ever, but considering I've had this for a year and a half, maybe even more than that at this point, that's really, really sad. So I thought this was the perfect project for this. That is it for this project pan update. I love this project so much, and I have to say I am relieved I'm not doing pan that palette anymore. I am really happy about that. I just want to rotate through my eyeshadow palettes, enjoy them, have fun. I don't want to try to hit pan. You know, there's really no point for me to do that at this point, I've determined, but I am going to continue to pan lip products and face products, so stay tuned for those other projects. That is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.